Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're gonna be doing what if France got an empire? No, I am not gone. I am still here. You guys can't get rid of me that easy. I promise you that I'm here to stay. And yes, this is a video that I never thought I'd be doing, because I am always boiling. I'm not boiling France. Bullying. I'm always boiling. You guys get what? Okay, I can't say the right word. Okay, but I'm always like making fun of France, being rude to France. So I figured we'll change it around a little bit. We'll be nice to France for once. So yeah, I don't really know where to start this video because it's France. They aren't really capable of much, but it's France's video, so so they their their economy is better, their military is better, their navy is better, everything's better pretty much. But their first big battle happens over here in the micronations, taking them out pretty quickly. Uh, the two micronations that France borders, uh, they they did take them out, like in practically 2 days, which surprisingly is like that's surprisingly pretty fast for France. Like I would at least expect 15 years just to take out one micro city. I'm being really mean to France. I know that. I'm doing this on purpose. Um, okay, so we're gonna have them invade the Benelux countries, and obviously, since it is France's video, um, we're gonna have them actually able to uh, do stuff in the Benelux. Obviously, for the first little while, they're gonna be able to hold out because, well, there is no NATO, no UN, no none of that. But uh, France, it's still France, guys. What do you expect? Like, I'm sorry, I know it's France's video, but like, what do you expect? Okay, I'm kidding. But this is what the war actually looked like. France did pushing in a matter of a couple days, and well, they were able to do a fair bit and take the Belgium capital. But the Netherlands actually had no idea that they're even a part of this war. So France started bombing the Netherlands, and the Netherlands was like, "Oh, we're a part of this war. We didn't know." It's because they never actually declared war on the Netherlands. They were just planning on marching troops in. So and probably doing some bad stuff in the Netherlands, but they're also going to make a naval invasion up here in the Netherlands, finally actually having ground in Netherlands. But this is where Belgium surrenders, with the Netherlands not even being able, the Netherlands not even being ready. Yeah, France practically they just surrender over to France. But Germany and Great Britain are both like, okay, so we don't like this how France is expanding onto my borders. Germany says that, and the UK says into my waters, because well, neither side wants that. So what ends up happening is Germany takes some land from Belgium. These are like mostly where Germany was in World War I. So they're gonna get this, but Germany is going to make sure the Netherlands stays alive up here in the north, except for this little pocket right here, so that France gets all of this pretty much. Um, yeah, there we go. So now if France has already done a war, and surprisingly, they did good in the war. The Netherlands is still around because of Germany and the UK, and France knows that they're not taking on Germany and the UK, so they're like, you know what, we'll let them live. We'll let them live for now. And Germany's like, wait, what? For now? And the UK's like, okay, well, if you get the UK Prime Minister actually said this, not in real life, but in this timeline, said if not Germany, if France tries to invade Netherlands again, then Germany Britain, and Spain and Italy all have the right to invade France. So I guess it would be like the 19th coalition, correlation, coalition. I can't say anything right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm struggling. Okay, so another thing is, France, they don't really know where to expand now because they have enemies on all their borders. So they're going to invade a neutral nation. That's smart. So, yes, it does happen. But obviously, France is not going to actually be able to take out um, uh, uh, Switzerland. I'm struggling there. Sorry, guys. Oof, I'm struggling today. But yeah, they're not just gonna be able to take out Switzerland because, well, Switzerland is a bunker. It is a bunker. So they eventually just peace out with France. France taking this part, and well, yeah. So they got a little bit more land. Good for you, France. You're doing something successful in life. This I'm sorry, guys. But to all my if there's a single French viewer out there that watches me and you're like, how dare he make fun of us? This is just jokes, guys. It's just all jokes. But finally, an alliance does start up between the two nations that have gotten invaded by France, and that is Switzerland and the Netherlands. Is there anywhere else for them to go? Not in Europe, but they find a way, and they're gonna go ahead and set sail. Also, I guess Greece is their ally, but we're just gonna ignore that. But they're gonna set sail and land troops in Albania and like, well, just this northern part. But you know what? We're gonna use Greece as well because Greece and France do actually have an alliance in real life. Greece, I don't know how you can be. I don't know how Greece can be in an alliance with like a country that will just automatically failing every single war. But yeah, like so I guess France does have like a little bit of a stepping stone here, and that's where they stationed all their troops. And well, France did land troops still in Albania up here in this area, but the main area that France was pushing from was the Greece border. This is gonna get taken out, honestly. And well, is France gonna take much of this land? They're gonna try. Are they gonna be successful? No, because this is so far from your own land. Like, yes, I know I've done some crazy stuff with my other empires, like Canada, but I'm Canadian. I'm gonna do some crazy stuff with my own home country. I'm gonna be glazing it. Like, I don't care. But with France, I'm surprised I'm even doing this video, you know? Like, but France and Greece is actually in real life would be a powerful nation to fight, especially for just a couple Balkan nations. So, uh, well, it does go well for the first little bit, but then we have a couple more major players in the Baltics joining the war because they don't want to see this actually happening. Because they don't want to see French territory into they don't want to see French speakers just walking around right beside them. I mean, who would want to have to deal with French people right beside them? I'm surprised the France neighbors can deal with it. So yeah, we're gonna have Bulgaria able to, and like, yeah, we're just gonna have the new allies of the blue team able to push them back a little bit. But France has not even sent most of their military down here. Sadly, this is probably the best France would be able to do in real life, just without these countries. But it is France. If France got an empire, so while this war is going on, I can see France going into Africa or somewhere else. Am I going to do that? Yes, because, well, this front line has been completely stalemated. Is this war over? No, no, it's not. But these countries also know if they do lose, then they're gonna lose all ways out of the Madriatic. I learned, guys. But yeah, they're gonna lose their way out of the Adriatic with Greece probably taking uh, most of Albania. Meanwhile, France taking most of this. So yeah, but finally, we're gonna yeah. So that's exactly what France was doing. They're gonna just come down here, and they're gonna be invading Algeria, Tanzania, and Libya. I want to say. I know I said that wrong. Libya. No, it's Libya. It's Libya. I'm gonna say Libya, guys. Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Is my computer not? Okay, the computer's charging. Okay. So we're gonna have France naval invading the up here, and Greece is actually gonna send some couple like 2,000 troops into Africa because they don't really agree with what France is doing, but they're like, you know what? Maybe France will send some more troops over here and stop letting me be absolutely demolished by everybody if I help out. And France, and that does actually work. France does go ahead and send some more troops off from like over here because it's a better way to get to Greece. And finally, the borders, they are able to go back a little bit up here in the blue team, but the blue team is still pushing into Greece because, well, I know I said it was stalemated, but like it's Greece, guys. Greece is another country I bully, just like Poland. Poland, France, and Greece are like the European nations that I bully. Um, South Korea is a country that I bully quite a bit. America is a country that I bully quite a bit because I'm Canadian. Um, but yeah, we're gonna Greece. Yeah, they're not that. They aren't a weakest. They aren't as weak as a country as they are. But in real life, this is probably what it would look like for the first little bit. Greece would probably, if this was the war borders, Greece would probably like have this land for the first little bit of the war. Then they would probably get pushed into, and then they would probably be beaten down to like here, or lose this, and then they'd probably be pushed out of Albania and lose this, and then they'd surrender in real life. Because Greece against all these nations would not win. I'm saying that now. There's no way they would win. I bet you Greece is just going to declare war on all those countries just to prove that they would. They're not, but like, yeah. So Greece finally does make some. Greece finally does able to put a stop to it. One front line, and it's right here. The blue team's not able to take this, and Greece is also able to stalemate it with the more French help. Also, France is also able to push deeper into Albania because France in this timeline sadly is stronger. And yes, sadly, because France is a sad nation. But in reality, guys, I actually don't have anything against France. This is all just jokes. Remember, I'm making jokes here. I have nothing against France. France is just a nation. France is just a country. But yeah, uh, we're gonna have France is actually able to do quite a bit of damage into North Macedonia and Albania, with the North Macedonia government now in exile because they did technically just surrender. Well, they surrendered, but like there's the country's still around because of the other nations that are here. But yeah, so Greece is now actually even able to make a little bit of a pushback. Did you guys see the change? Did you guys see it? Bet you didn't. Okay. Over here in Africa, um, Libyan troops make it to the Algerian border and start pushing back the French. Meanwhile, over here, the French start beating down on Tanzania. I know I'm saying that wrong, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm about to get absolutely bullied for that, but hey. And well, eventually, you have practically most of the important areas gone, which is uh, the coastal areas of Tanzania. They're practically gone at this point. So, um, yeah, it's not looking good for them anymore. But now we're gonna have actually we're gonna have a peace treaty between Tanzania and France. It's gonna be most of this northern area, but guys, let me just check to see where their capitals are because uh I'm searching it up right now because I actually don't know their capitals. I'm sorry. Um, capital of I'll just search Africa. There. And I'll go to maps. No. Oh, there. Okay. Wait, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, 1 second. Um, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, I'm back. I just had to pause the recording for a quick second. I'm sorry. Uh, but yeah. So I got the capitals. It's all good, guys. Uh, for example, the capital is actually taken, I believe. Uh, yeah, they took the capital. Well, France has the capital of Algeria and Tanzania. I'm saying Tanzania right. I know I am. But Triopold is actually going to be naval invaded in the next coming up weeks. Um, but we're going to have Algeria also surrendering. Same with this. And Libya at this point, they also just surrender. So it was just a big like, oh, we're gonna surrender now, and then they didn't for a couple days, and then they did surrender on Libya's part. Tanzania is gonna get the easiest out of this war because they decided to just like say, hey, we'll leave this war. We'll give you the land that you want if you just like leave us alone. And France is like, sure, whatever, I don't care. And but the last little bit was taken from Libya, which is right over here, and it is the capital and just some land. So yay, they survived, guys. How well are they surviving? I don't know. Don't ask me, okay, guys. But France is now finally sending over more troops to the to the Greece front line because they do realize that they do need to. Because I'm realizing that I need to get this war over because it's taken a while. But finally, the the major powers of the correlation is coming in and joining the Purple Alliance, saying, "Hey, it's time to stop France. Stop this war right now, or else we'll get involved." And they're like, "No, no, no. You said only about the Netherlands and then Switzerland, because I forgot to say that they said stuff about Switzerland, so that's why they're in the Purple Alliance." But a couple other nations join this. For example, Russia. Yes, Russia surprisingly does join this because they are scared of France, another Napoleonic war, because they are scared. They are terrified. So France is a little threatened to back down now, especially with Russia joining this. We're also going to say the Russian Ukraine war never did happen in this timeline, so yay. Um, yeah. So what ends up happening here is there. France is able to push out a little bit, and with more and more mass support coming through the from the purple team, the finally the blue team is able to push back a little bit. but it does take giving up the most of the panhandle. Nothing really on the Bulgarian border, but not even most, just some. So Greece has made a little bit of a pushback, surprisingly enough. And this is like the final days of the war. Everybody knows it. France knows it. Greece knows it. And if it isn't the final days of the war, then it's going to be a big war, big and bloody war. But before anything happens, France does push back because they have like most of their military here. The rest of it is on the borders of the purple. But to distract the purple team, they do actually France does pull some of their own allies. For example, Poland. Poland is a country that has been looking to join France on its conquest for a little bit now. Denmark, they're iffy. They're on both sides, so they're probably going to play both sides. They're more leaning to France, but they're realizing that France isn't going to win this. Uh, they somehow get Ireland on their side. They also, yeah. So they the bad thing is Turkey decides to join the purple team. And it's more so actually they're at war, so they are at war with them, but like they're not at war with France. They're just at war with Greece. It's a big confusing thing. Like, yeah, it's just yeah, it's just confusing. So the next thing that's going to be happening is, well, France still does need some allies. I'm going to admit that yeah. So they are. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm making fun of myself. They aren't that powerful, honestly. They are pretty weak compared to all the purple countries, because all the purple countries do include the countries that are at war with France right now. So they are in the Purple Alliance, but they're not bringing in the Purple Alliance because they know that France has 3 weeks to end the war, or they'll join the war. France, I can see France not leaving the war because they know that the purple team doesn't want this big bloody war either. So I can see them just waiting an extra week, and France is going to use that extra week, or they're going to just join and France is going to get messed up. But France gets one more ally, and that is going to be our country over here. Not North Korea. What am I doing? South Korea. I'm kidding. I actually don't know who to give France an ally. It can't be in Asia. It can't be this far in Asia. You know what? We'll give them Northern Cyprus. You know what? It'll be a distraction for Turkey. So yeah, Northern Cyprus is going to be not Northern Cyprus. What am I saying? Cyprus is going to join the French team, and well, this is going to be the Suicide Squad, not because they're good like the Suicide Squad. No. It's because they're practically going to be committing that. Like they're not going to be doing good. No. This war is not going to go good for them. But in the next 4 weeks, well, not four, sorry, 2 weeks, France was actually able to do some damage, surprisingly enough. I honestly never expected them to be able to do that. Also, another country is that I bully quite a bit is Cyprus um and Ireland. So if you guys can tell, I kind of was just picking on the countries that I bully. For example, Greece, Cyprus, Poland, France, and Ireland. And these countries are the countries that I kind of like actually don't just like absolutely demolish every single video, except for the Benelux. For some reason, the Benelux, they just get bullied every video. I don't know why. Like, I don't have anything against them. But yeah. So in the last day, France makes very little gains, but they are finally able to cut off the blue team from here. Almost so, not fully cut off. Let me rephrase that. They weren't fully able to cut them off, but they were really close. So no matter what, even if they do join, France is like they're not gonna be able to get troops through here. And the purple team even knows that. Everyone knows that. And well, the France prime minister comes out and says, "This is not me. This is Napoleon. And Napoleon walks out and says, I am not dead. I am still alive. And I promise to make this country great again. And he's the emperor again. And boom, Napoleon is back, baby. And well, nothing changes. All the countries join. Actually, it makes them join as soon as all the presidents saw that, they joined because they're like, no. How are you alive? You no. What? Like all the blue countries are just so confused. But France also does call in all their allies, and they're like, okay. But obviously, uh, we're gonna actually see the capability of France because France. I'm not even gonna lie. France is pretty capable right now. They have a good military, so they're gonna have a good time over here in Spain. Guys, I've been hinting at this the whole video. I'm not even. I've been hinting at this the whole video, guys. If you guys didn't know, I was hinting at this the whole time. But they make naval invasions on the islands of Spain. They take Spain's islands and Italy's islands. Surprisingly enough, all of Italy islands, the Italian islands. But up here in Italy, on the actual land border, it's not going as successfully for Napoleon. But then Napoleon decides to actually come up here in the north, and that's where it kind of bulges out. But then he's like, okay, I need to go fight up here in Germany. But they were also able to take some of Switzerland. As I said, Switzerland's a bunker. Switzerland's just a bunker. But his plan also did work with the blue team, actually being distracted by the little nations to get in their way. So what Netherlands just gets steamrolled. Honestly, guys, let's be honest. A war between the Netherlands and the UK is gonna win. But obviously it's not gonna be this fast. So the Netherlands still exists. I just don't want to draw this war. I hate doing that war. The Netherlands UK war. I hate doing it. I hate doing island wars. That's why I don't do island nations. But Germany, they are fighting a two-front war, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them. The Netherlands is going to be holding on for the first little while, but Germany is going to be losing down here in their southern area. And Napoleon is up here in actually the Netherlands because he read the history books. He heard what the funny mustache guy did, and he's like, hey, what if we do that but reversed? And Germany's like, that's not how it works, but okay. And well, surprisingly, he does it and it goes successful. Not as successful as the funny mustache guy did it because, well, the French military is on horses with guns, like modern guns. So it's really confusing what Napoleon's doing to the army, but surprisingly, it's working. Everyone is so confused what is going on. Like, the world's like, Napoleon's alive and he's changed old tanks to horses? And they have modern guns? What? And he just did the reverse funny mustache guy trick? Like, everyone's just so confused. But eventually, Poland is able to make a little gain. So yeah. But then Germany goes, we have so much money, so we're just gonna go ahead and buy troops. Not troops, but like just say, hey, you join the military, we'll give you like $50,000 a year, maybe more, most likely more, 100% more. And well, that works. It works, and Germany is able to just push back quite far. By quite far, I mean almost. Actually, let's just say Napoleon got encircled. He not let's say he got encircled. Well, Napoleon's like, okay, so this is gonna be a problem because Germany's really rich. So we're gonna go ahead and leave, and we're gonna go fight over here in yeah, we're just gonna hold this. So France is gonna hold that for the first little while. They're gonna come back. Napoleon's gonna come over here, bully Italy for a little bit with his horses, and then he takes another epic, gets another epic painting, but like it's not a painting, it's a snap. He's sending it to his girlfriend. He's sending this epic snap to his girlfriend of him riding a horse up a mountain. So yeah, and like people, he actually got interviewed like a couple days before that happened. He was like, "How do you come back to life?" And he's like, Nah, I was alive the whole time." He realized I was alive the whole time. I've been drinking my tea. I've been eating my baguettes. Croissants, oui. And that's what he said exactly, his words, but just in France, just in French. Then he comes down here, bullies Spain a little bit. Spain is actually gonna do a little better because they just had an Empire video, so they're like, oh, and Spain remembers everything. Guys, is there lore to this? Is there lore to the Empire videos? You might just have to wait and find out. But no, there isn't. There could be no way. Yeah, there is. But Napoleon, after he's done bullying Spain, yeah, Spain just goes, okay, yeah, we're not messing around, because Spain doesn't have any distractions, so they're focused completely on France, and they're like, what? Napoleon's like, what? You are not the Spain I remember, and they're like, yeah, because we actually did some stuff right. And while Napoleon does get pushed back quite a bit, but he's like, Spain's not gonna push any farther, and he's right, he's not. But finally, Greece is falling, because well, Turkey they've they've completely taken these islands, and Napoleon's like, how incompetent are you? So Napoleon gets back, he takes back these two islands, but he doesn't really like island battles either, like I do. I don't know if that's true or not, but he is going to take out he's going to take out the remaining countries in the Baltics, not the Baltics, the Balkans, the countries that haven't invaded, and invade into Serbia. He's made it into Serbia. But then he has to fight the modern Russian troops. And he's like, is that a tank? Boom! He literally dodged a tank, like, missile. Like, not missile, but, like, he dodged, like, a tank bullet. Like, he went, whew, matrixed it. It was really confusing. But surprisingly enough, he does continue pushing in, and he makes fair gains, but like not enough to end the war over here. So he's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going back to the heart of Europe. And he's saying, let me restore this empire. Let me restore it, buddy. You end in this empire because, well, guess who just made it back who made it into your territory? As soon as I'm done redrawing this border, but guess I'll show you guys who made it into his territory. Switzerland. Switzerland locked in, and they're like, okay, we got this. We got this. This is all us. And they marched in. They were not scared of no Napoleon, no Napoleon, no nothing. You know, they ain't scared of no horses. They got mountains. They're throwing mountains at Napoleon. Yeah, you heard that. You heard me right. They're throwing mountains at everybody they see, even their own allies. It's really confusing, but like it works. It's working. They made it in England. Guys, am I just speaking gibberish at this point? Yes, 100%. Don't. This is so unrealistic. Napoleon's back alive. Um, this would never happen. But Napoleon's like, hey guys, I'm good with piecing out, and Germany's like, no, and the UK's like, no, and well, they're finally going to partition. So the peace treaty that would probably look like France would be split up into four pieces, one controlled by Germany, one controlled by the UK, one controlled by Spain, and one controlled by Italy. Greece would be Italy's to do with, and the rest of the Balkans and Turkey's. Russia and Germany have control over Poland, and then France, Spain, Italy, and Germany, and Switzerland, and the Netherlands all have control over France. So at this point, it's not looking good for France because, well, Germany has finally been able to push France out of the northern territory, and well, this is going good for the allies again, I guess. Well, not allies, but good for the purple team again. So now this is gonna be a little confusing, but Napoleon the Third that like lost the 1800s war and got Germany, he also was like, yo, I'm also alive, and was executed live. because if he came into power, then this war would be over already. Like this war would be over even before he came into power, if he came into power. So that doesn't make any sense. But like, yeah, as I said, guys, I am speaking absolute gibberish because it is fun. But yeah, finally, Spain is actually able to push out, and they remember, guys. I'm not kidding about that. They remember all the videos, all the videos. This country is the brown country. They are the brown country. They know everything that has happened. And well, so yeah, finally, Spain is able to make a naval invasion into the African colony. Meanwhile, Italy is also able to be a little bit competent for once. Because okay, I will also admit this. I do bully Italy sometimes, but I also do like the country Italy. Italy's chill, you know. Italy, all my Italian viewers out there, you're great. I love you. Mamma Ria Pizzeria. I'm kidding. That's bad, but like, yeah. Oh, guys, everybody. I don't hate anybody, honestly, guys. Like, there's nobody I hate. The French, they're great. They're nice. Am I making fun of them here? Yes. It's because it's just like a joke. Everybody knows I'm joking. And Napoleon's back. I'm obviously joking. Like, so yeah. But yeah, you finally have Italy able to make some gains, pushing them out of the complete Italy and Switzerland. And well, Napoleon's like, what's happening? Why are there planes? What are those? What is everything? Because Napoleon, he doesn't actually know everything. Yes, he was reading the social studies book, but that was only grade 8 social studies. So he didn't learn anything about tanks. Well, no, like he also learned about World War II when he like got out of there. He's like, oh wow, but he didn't really learn anything about. He only really knows about the atomic bomb being made, but he doesn't know how to set them off, so he hasn't used them yet. But um, Britain, they did something. They decided to do A B C D E. They decided to do E Day. It's like D Day, but like uh E Day, just because it's or F Day, because for uh France, France Day. Well, no, it's E Day, guys. It's E Day. So France is now collapsing because over here in the the Balkans, not Germany, Turkey has made a naval invasion. Yay, guys! Into Greece, taking the capital and taking these islands. And uh, France has completely moved old troops out of there because of the naval invasion. And they are all now heading home, and Greece has also just surrendered. So, what's going to happen there? No one knows. But this is like the most bloody area so far because of the whole. It's gone on for over 10 years now. Not 10 years, but like it's gone pretty long. Because the war that's been happening here right now. I know it looks fast, but it's at least been 5 years. Well, not 5 years, like 2 years. Uh, France also pulls all of their troops out of the like France is just fallen back to their mainland, and they're like, okay, should we trust this? And everyone's like, no, don't trust this. Don't fall for this. This is not a good idea. Surprisingly, Italy decides to give all French troops just a free walk by into their own country, because they considered it a war crime. Well, Italy, you just made a big mistake because you pushed out of France. Same with Switzerland. Switzerland was throwing mountains at them. Come on, guys. But yeah, so Germany and the Netherlands also able to push them out. And well, the Netherlands is promised the Netherlands Empire, I guess, which is probably going to be like down here. Oh no, way way too little, but like up here and then like down like this and then probably like something like that. They're probably gonna be promised this, and then Germany's probably gonna take this land right here and then just take a chunk right there. So yeah, Germany's probably going to take that if they do have the chance. Just saying, this is what these two countries actually want. I can see Germany maybe taking a little bit more, just because they want a little bit of payback for World War II and World War One. But don't worry, guys. Germany and the Netherlands are a little bit more competent than Italy. Uh, they are actually able to push into French territory, and Switzerland is also able to throw mountains at them again. So yay! Actually, they Napoleon went to Switzerland, and well, he got a mountain thrown at his head, and it actually hit him. But like he just like shook it off, you know. He was listening to Taylor Swift at that point. He was like, "Shake it off, shake it up," you know. Please don't copyright me. But yeah, he was like singing that song, and then he got away with it. You know, he just shook it off. It was crazy. But the German military is also doing quite good now, pushing into French territory. And Napoleon also knows that he is screwed, and he is calling old troops to hold actually a fallback line. So he's going to be holding from this river up to. Wait, hold up. Let me look at a detailed map of France. Hold up, guys. Hold up, guys. Let me pause the recording so you don't have to listen to me struggle again. Okay, guys, I figured it out. So where they are told to hold is right here, coming up like this. Then they're going to connect with another river coming up like this, and then they're going to jump over to another piece right here, right? Actually, that's already where France, that's for the, nope, never mind. Okay, so they're going to hold this, right? They're going to come out to here. They're going to come up a little bit farther, meeting up with that river, then meeting up with another river. Then they're going to push out again, meeting up with more rivers along the way, finally meeting up with the one that leads to Paris. Oh wait, no, I'm way off. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Like this, and it goes up like this. I feel like that's closer to Paris though. What am I doing here, guys? I feel like I messed up. Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, wait, hold up. It goes down. It goes down. Okay. It goes down like this and then up. And you know what? This is just going to be the defensive line that Napoleon is telling them to hold. And so they are going to be giving up quite a bit of land, but it is actually the best way of holding France because you still have ways to get support from anyone who is supporting you, which is practically no one. But it's just something. So all French troops are actually starting to move to there. Also, I kind of forgot about Poland over here. So we're just gonna give you a quick time lapse. Yeah, so that's pretty much the whole war. Germany and Russia just completely obliterated them. Also, Belarus decided to join this war. I forgot to say that. I actually had them plan to join this war way earlier, like when when Germany got pushed like all the way out to here. Like when Germany got pushed all the way out to here, that's when I was like, okay, that's what's gonna be like. But like, no, I was mistaken. I kind of forgot to say that. I completely forgot. So that's my bad. But again, uh, France has fallen back to the defensive line finally. Obviously, there are some inconsistencies here and there. Some. Oh wait, no, I'm messing up. Um, the French are kind of being held here, and then they're also holding there. So France is still actually holding most of the land, but also Great Britain has taken this, so it is actually most of the land that they said that they were just going to hold. But up here is still a very big problem because up here there is like barely any troops right here, and well, not right there, but like there's barely any troops right here. Right here is less just there's like a fair amount of troops, but it's just less defended, what less not as great as organized. But then you have the rest of this, like it's fine. This part right here is fine. So the Germans, they're finally going to be pushing in on to actually the Germans are just gonna like offer less money, but everybody's willing to join the military at this point because they want this war over with. So it's gonna go actually pretty well for the blue team because well they realize that France made a mistake and well they are in the area that they're supposed to be holding, that France is supposed to be holding. So um now we're gonna have more troops actually entering the pocket where they're supposed to be holding. Paris now being threatened, and Napoleon saying, "I will not die," and then getting shot. Well, he said, "I will not die." So that's interesting. Very interesting. He was there was no kids around, just adults there to do what happened to him. They were all rioting, and he thought he was they were cheering on him. But Napoleon the Third comes back and he says, "No, no, I didn't die, guys. I'm still alive." And then he just disappears. Same with Napoleon because they kind of realize that they aren't dying. But at this point, the French people they are in control, and well, they just decide to hold this part of it because this is actually where the capital was. Now it's like somewhere out here. Actually, here, let me see if there's a major city even out there. Uh, actually, yeah, they have one major city right there. Not right there, but like it's not that big. Like nowhere close. It's like right there. Actually, it's like out here, I think. Yeah, it's like right there. So there's the major city right there, and that's where the new government is held. But once again, they are quickly being washed over still because the military is not actually properly gunned anymore or anything. But if they didn't actually like do what they did to Napoleon, they probably would have been able to hold at least Paris and then something looking like this. They'd be able to hold this, like maybe out here to Paris. So yeah, they'd be able to hold Paris, and then they would just give up. But no, they had to do this. No. So yeah, the peace treaty looks like this. Uh, all land is returned to the countries that lost it. So all this land is returned. Italy takes this chunk, takes this island, and then also moves up uh, north, not north, but just moves into France. Switzerland is actually still quite angry with France because over like hundreds of years of neutrality broken because France felt like it. Also, Germany is going to be taking quite a bit because of uh, Switzerland taking quite a bit. So there, and then the Netherlands is going to be taking all of this. Is the borders pretty? No, not really. Um, do I care? No, not really. Um, France, not France. The UK, they're gonna be taking a this chunk over here just because they felt like it. Also, they're gonna be taking Ireland because they want it. So yeah, this is what they're taking so far. And then, well, Spain, they don't want that much from them. They just want like this, just in case, so they don't, just so they can get around those mountains if they ever need it, if they ever need to. So, yeah. Now it's time for the splitting up of France. France is was actually promised to be split up into four ways, but now it is five. For one good reason, because Ireland was a not Ireland, the Netherlands was a very big play into this. I, mm, the Netherlands was the played a very big role into this war. I didn't really show it, but yeah, they were quite a big role.
And guys, have you watched Happy Gilmore 2? It's really good. I like it. I like how they brought back most of like as many of the old actors that they could. I really enjoyed it. It was good. It was a good reminiscent. So yeah, if you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. Yeah. Okay. So this is what the peace treaty looks like. France was actually left to be free of a free country, but they cannot unite with any of the countries that were made. So good for them. I'm proud of France. You know what? They finally did something successful in their life. Because, well, the thing is, Napoleon's still alive. He didn't. The people didn't kill him. He's still alive. Because guys, if we look down here, oh, oh no, oh no, oh. Okay, well, there was just a massive invasion. Everything's bombed. Okay, well, and look at that. Brazil gets it. Yay! Brazil, you won. You got this land. Good job, Brazil. I'm proud of you. So yeah, Brazil got that land. Um, I was joking. Napoleon did actually disappear. That that would never happen. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. This is practically it. But I just wanted to show you guys France getting split up. Also, what happened is probably just Germany taking like a fair amount of just pushing Poland back like this. Probably taking that. Um, Russia probably taking a little bit of land from them. Also connecting up with Belarus. Belarus probably just taking a little bit of land over here in the Baltics. I can see Greece just getting absolutely demolished. I don't even know what would happen to Greece, so I can't even make a peace treaty for that. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you guys. And well, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye.